Sosuke Aizen has spent over a decade breaking the brains of every Bleach fan who ever tried to find a clean counter to him. Now we're putting him against an entire team pulled from a different universe's power fantasy, the Seven Deadly Sins. Not the biblical concept, the anime. 7 of the strongest fighters in Britannia, one of whom has ended fights with a single punch. So the real question isn't, is Aizen strong? It's whether one man's mind games can actually solo a team where a single member can flatten a god-tier opponent in one hit. Let's break down what both sides are actually bringing into this fight.
Aizen's toolkit. Aizen's real weapon was never his sword. It's Kyoka Suigetsu's signature ability, complete hypnosis. The rule is simple, and it's the reason he's terrifying. If you see the blades release even once, you're hypnotized for the rest of your life. Every following release just snaps the illusion back into place, no matter how much time has passed. The Visored were still under its effect 110 years later. Once you're caught, there is functionally no escape. Even knowing you're hypnotized doesn't help, because Aizen can make you misjudge shape, mass, smell, and sound well enough to convince Soul Society's own captains that a corpse in front of them was real.
Stack the Hogyoku on top of that. It gives him near instant regeneration, a massive jump in raw strength, and eventually a body that can disintegrate and reform somewhere else entirely. Between the Hypnosis and the Hogyoku, Aizen becomes something close to unkillable through conventional force. His real advantage, though, is the mind behind it. A multi-decade schemer who can manipulate people stronger than him without them ever noticing. There is exactly one confirmed counter. Touch Kyoka Suigetsu's blade before the illusion takes hold. Only Gin ever figured that out, and it nearly cost Aizen everything when he did.
The 7 Deadly Sins Toolkit. This isn't one fighter, it's 7 completely different toolkits stacked together. Meliodas carries full counter, reflecting magic attacks back with far more force than they arrived with. Though it has a real gap, it can't reflect physical strikes or anything he doesn't get time to read. At full power, in his assault mode after absorbing several commandments, he operates on a scale that lets him trade blows with archangels and demon royalty.
Ban, for most of the series, is functionally immortal, courtesy of the Fountain of Youth, regenerating from almost anything short of specific demonic wounds, and his snatch ability lets him rip physical strength straight out of an opponent. King wields Chastifal, a weapon with 10 forms ranging from shields to explosive blasts, alongside Disaster, a power that manipulates life and decay at a molecular level. Diane is Giant Clan strength, amplified through her Warhammer Gideon and her connection to the Earth itself.
Gowther's Invasion lets him reach directly into a person's mind, trap them in false memories, or read whether they're lying, which matters a great deal against an opponent whose entire gimmick is deception. Merlin might be the single biggest problem for Aizen here. Her power, Infinity, lets her sustain any spell indefinitely, and her perfect cube throws up a barrier that can block or reflect virtually any attack aimed at it. And then there's Escanor, whose grace, Sunshine, scales his power with the position of the sun. At noon, he becomes the One, strong enough to end a fully powered Meliodas in a single hit.
But this particular team has more built-in resistance to that plan than most opponents Aizen has faced. Gowther's entire power set is built around detecting deception and probing minds directly, giving him a genuine shot at noticing something's wrong even under the hypnosis. Merlin's genius-tier intellect mirrors the kind of scrutiny that let Retsu Unohana spot the cracks in Aizen's illusions in the first place. And critically, the fight doesn't end the moment the hypnosis lands. If even one clean, full-power hit connects, whether from Escanor's noon form or a fully unleashed Meliodas, the destructive output on record for those attacks dwarfs anything Aizen has ever been shown surviving in Bleach.
The verdict. That's really the whole fight in miniature. Aizen almost certainly wins the opening exchange. His hypnosis is close to undefeatable head-on, and nobody on this roster has anything resembling immunity to it. But surviving the first minute and winning the fight are two different problems. 7 separate power sets, several of which operate on a scale Aizen has never had to answer for, mean the illusion only has to slip once for this to end instantly and violently in the Sin's favor.
Cross-franchise matchups like this always come with an asterisk, since neither series was built to interact with the other, and scaling arguments are ultimately interpretation rather than confirmed fact. But based on the feats we actually have, Aizen's mind games are strong enough to make this a genuinely close fight for a while, just not strong enough to end it before someone like Escanor gets one good hit in. That's the case for this one. Let us know who you think actually takes it. See you in the next video.